everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the It's Real Me podcast, episode number 57. We are on the road to episode 60 here to this
And
friggin'
remember, guys, when we hit that mark 60, you know what's going to happen. We'll be simulcast on both Sportswave and here. So be sure to check us out on both channels when we get to that
absolute,
point.
absolutely. But
But
before we
man,
get into
57, bro.
who would have thought for a
Who would
show
have
that,
freaking thought that this train will keep on rolling, bro?
yeah, it's
Like,
I mean that
and it's all thanks to you guys, by the way, for watching and tuning in and subscribing. We couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you first and foremost. But yeah, let's get the show on the road.
But if you
We
guys are
have
new, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure to
yes.
ring that notification bell if you guys want to see shows like these. And also, and that being said, let's gonna hop right into the nitty gritty. So obviously,
We have to start on a somber note, so to
unfortunately,
speak. Unfortunately, over the weekend on Saturday, WWE had a uh live event at the T-Mobile Center in Las Vegas.
Kansas City.
Um, no, it said Las Vegas. It was Las Vegas, Rob. It was in Vegas. I looked it up, Rob, because the article said it was in Vegas. What this happened in? It was in Vegas, I think. Hold on.
It's in Kansas City, Missouri. Don't. What's going on, Daniel? So shout out to everyone that's coming in. Well, Tyler,
It was in Vegas, Rob. You got the city wrong. It's not. It wasn't in Kansas City. It was in Vegas. But WWE held a live event. Your typical house show. For the week, and outside the arena there was a shooting. Right outside the arena, and the guy was gonna go in there and shoot up the arena during this live event. He was gonna go do that, but he shot and injured 3 people. Luckily, before anything got worse, the arena staff, the center staff, locked down the place, and police got there, and luckily no one was killed. Luckily, and I hope and I pray that the 3 injured do heal up, they get better, and they grow from this. You hate seeing this stuff in the news, but the reason why we're doing this on this show, and that we reported this on this show, was because it's happened during a WWE live event in the same area.
and hopefully this will be a reminder to actually have more stricter security going forward. Should be more stricter security going forward, no matter if it's a taping event or or a house show.
And I think they did they did have good security because they locked down the place and they made sure they apprehended the guy before he even got to the arena. So they did have good structures in place. So I'm proud of Vegas for that. I'm proud of the T-Mobile Center for that.
Because we've seen it
You made
sometimes at
you
house
made
shows.
sure that you made sure those people in that place was safe.
And we've seen like more than I've seen. We don't really never seen instances of this, but at times we've seen some house shows that WWE has. Some of
Yeah.
venues have very loose security, and that's where I kind of feel it really worries me at times.
See, I think after the whole thing with 9/11 back in 2001, they got tighter security for those places. So I really don't think security is an issue. It can be at times because I think there was like one time when the Atlanta Hawks were playing, there was like a bomb scare, and they had to postpone the game because of it. But this is a serious issue,
Oh yeah, 100%.
and this stems past WWE live events. This is for any event. It's like nowadays you got to keep your head on a swivel. It's like they need to do something, man. But again, 3 people outside the arena. I hope you heal up, get through this.
Absolutely.
I'm glad they got the guy, and I hope he rots for this. And little Davo, we do remember you, by the way. We acknowledge your comments. But moving past that somber thing. Excuse me, I'm going back and forth in my my notes here. So
I think the next one we got is Vince McMahon has no longer in creative control, which, quite honestly, kudos.
Vince McMahon is out as head writer. He's out.
And I want to say, and I'm going to speak on this too. I want to say kudos to TKO finally using some common sense, because and from my understanding, when I read about this, like, I think Ari Emanuel made the statements pretty much saying, yeah, I mean, or pretty much paraphrased, yeah, the reason why some of the stock went down was also because of Vince. And me and Tyler was said, or not just me and Tyler, but most of the IWC who has common sense, it's like, I got cut out the weak link. And obviously Ari, because I say
the reason why we're saying this, the reason why the stock went down on Vince was because of all the shit that came out last year. All the crap that came out last year. The fact that he went and sexually assaulted all those women and paid them hush money using company money. See, that's where you draw the line with people like that.
So according to this article, according by WrestlingNews.co, that said, okay, so when this article came out, so Emmanuel, so apologies if I'm mixing it up. Emmanuel? Yeah, Emmanuel. Yeah. Spoke at Bloomberg's Screen Time conference where he blamed TKO for the price being down due to a few different reasons, including the Saudi investment in the PFL.
TKO. It wasn't TKO at fault. It was the fact that they allowed Vince McMahon to weasel his way back into the company. And they saw that the stock was going down, so they got rid of him again. They got rid of him.
Because we all know that Vince and Ari are really good buddies, but Vince thought, it's like, since I'm good friends with him, I'm going to keep it outside. And I said, nope, we're going to pull the figuratively reverse card.
Nah, he goes, I don't care for buddies. This is a business, and you jeopardized business last year. And you were jeopardizing business this year by you coming back and then our stock going down.
And not just Vince for being part of those reasons, but mostly Vince, but some of the decisions that he's done or made, like I said, including the Saudi investment in the PFL, reports of NBCU being out of the mix for Monday Night Raw's race. Speaking of which we'll talk about in just a second after I get finish up with this thought.
But let me talk about Lil Davo's question here. What is wrong with all these famous people? Money.
Yeah.
Money is the root of all evil, and the evil comes out once the person has money. That's all it is. It's money. Money is the root of all evil. It's just a classic saying, and it's working its magic again. It's evil magic.
And Endeavor, we're not going to put up any of with the amount of BS that Vince tried to do, and kind of try not to bring the company down with him. So, in terms, you have Triple H, has been quote unquote knighted by Endeavor, to be a full head of creative. Hopefully, because I know, yes, Triple H has, not say he's perfect in terms of creative. I mean, he's kind of made some questionable decisions.
Here's the thing: nobody's perfect at shows. Like every wrestling show, good or bad, has a dud in it. That's the thing, because sometimes a lot of creators like to see what sticks and what doesn't. Look at us; we're not perfect by any means as creators. No. We're not. I mean, we make dud episodes.
I mean, yeah, it happens. Go back to watch the dudder. But the thing about it is too, especially with now, it's going to be interesting because now Fox, pretty much after this year, are officially severing ties.
And let me reiterate, not to interrupt, but let me reiterate why Fox is doing this. Fox was really breathing down WWE's throats, or breathing down WWE's neck.
For since
2019. They said,
Yes.
look, you have a Friday slot. Usually when we give a show a Friday slot, they usually deliver.
And
So you better deliver or you're gone. And we'll find something else to put on that time slot.
it feels like Fox is going to do exactly just
Fox is
that.
gonna do. Fox is like, you know what? Screw this. Y'all have made some decent episodes, but we don't want decent. We want good. We want
Because for
great.
those who watch anything on Fox, they hold them to a high standard.
They do, and mostly all of their shows are really good. Now, some of the shows I don't care for, like, Gordon Ramsay's 15 billion shows on that network, which I don't know why he has like 10 shows on that shit. Like, damn, does Gordon Ramsay need that many shows?
No,
Jesus.
but
But
people Fox, but
but
people
people watch it. People watch it, and spin-off after spin-off after spin-off of these shows, even though they feel the same. Also, you have these game shows like The Masked Singer being successful as it is. That Beat Shazam show, as successful as it is. They have good shows and good concepts, but the problem is when they got WWE, they knew that they had to get them to get their shit together, and they didn't. They didn't do it, so they're gone.
yeah. So
After
which will
this year, they're gone.
So yeah. So starting this month of next year will be officially the return of SmackDown USA, which we have not seen that since since 2016. And yes,
No, 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 no. You got it wrong again, man. We haven't
or
seen it since 2019. Because remember, Fox came in
right.
October, the fall of 2019. Fall of 2019 is when Fox got WWE and they premiered
Oh yeah,
WWE.
that's right. I
And
completely forgot
and
about that.
Raw. I don't, Damien. I have to respectfully disagree with this. Raw is not going to Fox. I feel like Fox wants to just wipe their hands clean of the WWE stench.
So I'm pretty, and that's the
Um,
thing too with Raw. And there's
and that's
been
another thing we want to talk about. That's gonna be weird if it happens.
because we all know because
Fox,
Raw.
or not Fox, but Raw moving from Monday, even though it's been on Monday since '93, its birth,
Yeah, for the last 33 plus
last 30
decades.
something years. Last 30 something years. Um, so yeah, it'll be weird because it's been literally on Monday since 1993. It has not been on any other day. So if it ends up on any other day,
It's
I'm
gonna be
going
hard to
to
be.
be shocked.
I'll be shocked as well. But I would. But if because look, Raw hasn't really been that terrible to watch consistently.
Raw
Because
has actually, ever since uh, the
merger,
TKO merger and the buyout from Endeavor and TKO, um, both shows have been really freaking good.
and speaking of which, too, like if you guys go back to me and Tara's Raw watch party, we sat there for about like what 2.5 hours at the not even 3 hours. That should tell you because they actually
Here's
did.
the thing. Here's the thing. If you watch our past episodes compared to now, currently we're glued to the TV. We're like, this is a good ass episode. But
Like it just
back in the day, it's like, oh my god, when will it end?
yeah,
And here's the thing, it's not underrated. I feel like it's just been bad lately.
yeah,
They
and
have potential, and we know they have potential.
that is absolutely true,
Problem is,
and
they've never lived up to it.
it's
And the thing,
inconsistent.
it's very inconsistent. It's like, but here's the thing, though: the inconsistencies are like a wide margin.
Oh yeah, very wide.
You have one good episode, and then the rest of like maybe like the next few months are like full of duds.
And
That's the thing. It's like you have one good episode, and the rest are full duds for like the next 3-4 months,
and
and then
and,
you have like a randomly good episode again. But SmackDown, I feel like it was a different like story to me. Like, yeah, I see where Fox is coming from, saying they don't want just decent episodes, they want great episodes, and that's why, um, they're moving out of Fox. Fox doesn't want anything to do with SmackDown, but since they have been on Fox,
It's
they've had decent episodes, and then they have a dud, and then they have decent episodes, and then there's a dud.
Because like Tyra saying, look, they'll have like a let's say 3 weeks of decent episodes, and then week
4
4
weeks
comes
of like
in,
good
boom, there's a
episodes.
dud.
3-4 weeks, yeah, 3-4 weeks of a good episode. Then you have a randomly bad episode,
or an occasional. Sometimes we actually put on a really good show that actually is a solid A type of show.
But I will say this, to be honest, Rob, it's kind of gotten away from that, and I feel like that's why Fox is pissed. Because
And
more consistently, it's been bad after bad after bad after bad.
yeah,
and then there's like a rambling. It's become Raw from like 2019. Bad episodes and then one good episode.
Yeah. But, and I'll say this too, where I think we also see improvements in NXT. Now, I'll say this too, because like me and Tara, we haven't been watching NXT a lot because of the fact that it's like, because we don't know what this era.
There was an extension of that 2.0 era. I did not like 2.0. I tried to like it in the beginning. I saw the vision. I was liking it in the beginning, and then I'm like, whoa, you're up in the cheese. This is like
we're seeing
90, like this is like new generation era type of shit.
Like perfect example. Like the last time we tired in NXT was the fact that we had I think you could say like a love triangle storyline with Jensen
and little Davo. That was just a one-time thing to compete with AEW. Because AEW randomly was on a Tuesday 1 week. So that was just a 1 week thing just to combat
NXT,
AEW.
From what I've been hearing.
And honestly, it was a smart move by Triple H and Shawn Michaels to bring them in because they brought a lot of firepower to combat AEW. And honestly, I think they did it.
And yeah, you saw it in terms of the ratings. You know,
you saw it in the ratings. You saw it in the ratings. NXT killed AEW.
Heck, even if they didn't have that, NXT was still
AEW lacks to me. Now I think AEW lacks what it was in 2019.
Yeah,
they're lacking something. Like I don't know what it is, but they're but to me, I watched an episode of Dynamite and I'm bored out of my mind like midway through.
Yeah, it's like, and it tells me that and we'll talk about in AEW later on. But keeping with NXT, yeah, NXT even with the last couple of episodes I watched, like say they have look at the roster that they have: Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, who boy, have me and Tyra been I'm not saying nitpicky with, but we've been a little bit nitpicky with her. Zoe Stark unfortunately dealt with it with an
Here's the thing with Tiffany Stratton. I think she got screwed.
Oh yeah.
You dropped the title to fucking Becky Lynch?
Because it's like, it's the biggest quote unquote monkey off the back of Becky. It's like you could have done that.
Oh my god. Then you should have gave the title to her, I don't know, 8 years ago.
Exactly. And that was the one thing that's a lot of people, and that's the thing too. That really worries me, like because we saw one call from NXT, and that's Dragon Lee, and that kind of worries me a little bit.
Dragon Lee, that kind of worries me because it's like they make these luchadors the next
Rey Mysterio, and it's kind of
and it doesn't, and they don't see it though because they're a different person. Like, well, no shit, they can't be Rey Mysterio. There's no one like Rey Mysterio.
No, because Rey Mysterio is going to go down one of the greatest luchador in WWE history. Like,
and I have to agree with Lil Davo here. They need storytelling because
and actual.
I agree though, because guess what? You see a AEW Dynamite card thrown together, Collision thrown together, Rampage thrown together.
Some pay-per-views throw together.
They randomly put a guy from CMML against Rocky Romero. They don't even have a story. They put two random ass people that don't even work for AEW on an AEW card.
And as the thing is too, and it's like even when Edge made his debut, it's like had a good reaction at Wrestle Dream, but since then it's like it hasn't been great. And it's not
for me. I think it's been okay because he's in a few with Christian, so there's a story there. Yeah, but I'm talking about like the rest of the show. There's no story that ties into anything except for maybe the main event.
And you can, and a lot of times, and it's not just no storytelling, but like from what I've heard from people attendance and seen from screenshots, the attendance.
And I'm not going to say it has absolutely no storytelling. It does have a little bit of storytelling, but oh my god, they insert comedy for no reason in some of these storylines. Look at the Adam Cole and Roderick Strong thing. Yeah, it's funny, but do you really need humor in that?
and
Because it
not
was
for me.
interesting when you had that, love triangle best friend thing going on, where Roderick Strong is getting jealous over MJF and Adam Cole's friendship. That was fine in itself. But you insert comedy into it. You don't need to insert comedy to every goddamn feud, Tony. You don't.
And that's where the one thing that we have knocked on Tony for, because he does not have actual writers, because he's having like
And
some of these.
also, when they do, he doesn't have actual writers. And every wrestler on that card wants to make it like an indie show.
And you really don't. And see, that's
This is a goddamn TV program. This is no indie damn show. This is why when I've seen videos from countless wrestling creators on YouTube that think AEW is just a glorified indie show, and I see their goddamn point.
because before it's like we call it say that's a load
Early
of,
on though, in 2019, you had riveting stories. You had
really
something there.
You actually had something going for a while, and you had people.
And then by 2021,
He just like
it's indie wrestling bullshit.
And why do you, and to go and piggyback
And that's what they're trying to work on though with the production part. They're trying to add more color to it, which I'm okay with that. Add more color to it. Add more pop. But here's the thing though, with the storytelling. Quit with the indie bullshit. Be serious about the shit. Yeah, you can have a little bit of comedy. You have a little smidgen of comedy. I'm okay with that. WWE has comedy.
But then, because the thing is, because WWE does it in a way that it doesn't
They
take
don't
away from the story.
overuse comedy though. They don't overuse. You want to know why WWE was so bad in the early 2010s? Because they did what AEW is doing now. They overused comedy.
Well, let's be real. Or think of this too. Dean Ambrose in that stinking plank segment. Think about how long that was going on.
What the plant?
Yeah, with oh god, what was
the plant was actually pretty funny. That was like subtle comedy. That was subtle.
20. Jeez.
Having Michael Cole as heel commentator.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
And then have him get stripped down to his underpants against Cena, and then have barbecue sauce poured on him, saying the damn slogan, it's slobber knocker good.
I forgot about that. That was cringe.
See, that's the type of humor AEW does. Cringe ass humor.
Because it's and look,
that's indie bullshit. That's indie bullshit, bro.
And take it from me, sorry, we've seen indie shows that are much better than what AEW is putting on now. True, we can see that.
Dear God. Dude, we just watched an indie show that my friend was wrestling on that took that more serious. There wasn't barely any comedy in that. There was like one comedy thing where you had a tag team dancing, but they were fight dancing, so it made sense.
And then you had Osbro actually competitors. Well.
But then you had crazy ass Rena, whatever the hell her name is.
Oh yeah,
stab herself in the head. Like,
oh yeah,
what the hell?
And to pick it back on that, I actually did. I forgot to bring this up as well because I do.
She's turning heel. She is turning heel.
Quite honestly,
I think she lost her smile. Here's the thing. Before this little change in her, she was smiley, bubbly.
Like skipping
down to the ring, basically.
Kind of like how Willie Nightingale is a little bit.
A little bit like Willie Nightingale, but more badass, kind of.
Well, less.
Then again, less badass because she was kind of green in the ring a little bit. Like she was less badass. Like she couldn't get over with the fans. But now I'm like, dude, the push is coming. Let Tony cook. Let this cook, bro.
And you also saw that after that match, I think it was her and Chris Taylor, which, by the way, that was a very good match between the two ladies.
Didn't even shake her hand. She just gave her just mean ass look and walked out.
If I'm going crazy, I really think it'll be interesting to see because Willow was actually siding with not Julia, but Sky Blue. It's like,
bro, what if? Here's the thing, though. I hope they don't do this like they did Julia Hart, where she just randomly joins House of Black, forgetting about the varsity
Blues
boys, whatever the hell they're called. Huh?
It was the varsity Blues. had Griff Garrison
Varsity
and
Blues tag team. And they basically they segued her off of that, but they didn't really visit that feud between House of Black and Varsity Blues.
yeah, that was
They
kind of
did not. They
disappointing.
did not visit that, which I'm like, that makes no sense. She
But
literally
Julia
turned on
Hart's
them.
been,
Wouldn't there
but
be any retaliation? There was no retaliation. She just randomly left the group. I'm like,
but
what?
ever since I know it doesn't make any sense, but we all can say
And
that
I do love the fact that what they do with the House of Black to make somebody possessed, in a sense, because that's what's happening.
yeah,
You spray the black mist in somebody's eyes, and they make them possessed, in a sense.
and
That's creative as hell. I will give the AEW that.
because
And they, but here's the thing, though, they don't have. But here's the thing, though, they're too ultra violent sometimes, so the sponsors
yeah,
won't come.
it's
You got to be more
basically.
you got to be more PG to have sponsorship.
I
And the
mean,
problem is that'll piss a lot of AEW fans off.
yeah, and that's kind of what we said about I think the last episode we did or talked about, and that's kind of what the problem was with ECW. It was too ultra violent to the point where they didn't want to get a new TV deal or get like
Yeah,
a major network deal.
you literally had TNN who would soon become Spike TV in 03.
Yeah,
Say, you know what, y'all are too violent. We're backing out, and they didn't even tell them they're backing out. They just backed out.
and rightfully so. I
by
mean, if you guys
by
seen,
getting I think they got a deal with Monday Night Raw in like 2000 or 2001. They got
somewhere around
the Raw
there.
deal, somewhere around there. So they got that deal. Didn't even tell ECW. Stop promoting ECW shows, and ECW went down the crapper.
Yeah, and ever because I think at the same
And see,
time,
that's what I'm talking about too, man.
you
People
can't
like
go fight
Damien.
based on somebody blading. That's the thing.
People like Damien, or people like me, or people like Rob. We don't mind the blood. We don't mind the ultra
Don't
violence.
don't oversaturate it. Is
Don't
what we're saying.
oversaturate it to where it's like, all right, that's too much blood loss. That's too much.
Monster, we're looking at you as well because you're the pretty much the main culprit.
And that little Davo. That's the one thing that I will cross the line with. Don't put blood in every damn match.
I mean,
Don't do that. ECW. Look at ECW. They tried that, and they're not. They don't even exist anymore.
Nah, like WCW never really did it. I mean, yeah, there was some blade spots, but not to the point where.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you can go hardcore for TV, but to an extent, man. To an extent. I mean, it's 2023. You can only go so far with that.
Yeah, because it's like, and let's be, you also got to
and I'm not gonna. And here's me. I'm not trying to be PC. All right. I like AEW more than WWE because WWE is too PG for me, in a sense. But I do like WWE because they're PG in a sense, because it's like, all right, they're in it for the kids. I understand why they're PG. It's 2023. They can't do the edgy shit.
Now, because trust me, when we watch a retro,
God dang, Damien, you must like the freaking Saw movies if you're into. God dang. I think Damien's a bit psycho. I'm kidding, bro. Yeah, he's like, give me all the blood and gore. Oh, fuck.
Like, I can't really blame you for that. Look, everyone has a personal preference nowadays, and like I said, it has been like I said, wrestling. And to WWE's credit, though, yes, I know.
Someone take my boy Damien to a GCW show, like every single GCW show.
Damien,
ever
will be a GCW head. But like we were
saying,
love
that shit. Yeah, she had 43 matches in 2023 because they're trying to get her exposure on TV.
It's just I feel like
they're trying to find something for her. They're trying to find, and they're starting to find it.
Her as a face doesn't. You can tell she doesn't connect as a face at all. And
yeah, I was like, I like her. I like her moveset. I like her in-ring work. Nothing about her character. Have you noticed?
It's boring.
All I've said about Sky Blue is her in-ring work. She's great in the ring. Nothing about her character, because it's bland.
I mean, look at Julia Hart. She was in the same friggin' boat.
She was a fucking cheerleader.
Boy, yeah. Ever since she joined with the House of Black, you saw the.
Oh my God, she had a lease on life after that.
And I say I got to give a lot, and like I said, that's where someone like Malachi Black comes in terms of really helping some. Because I mean, we've seen Lucas Lita Vega obviously, we all know they're married, but you've seen how much Selena Vega has gotten better with training with Malachi. Who's to say that Malachi has not worked with some of these people on the roster? It's like, okay, where can they strive? And we've seen, what they
I
can
will
do.
say this. I will say this. Not only because he's helping Zelina and he's potentially helping the people in AEW. I think he would be a great trainer
Why
anyway.
the hell not?
Why the hell not? When he retires, why the hell not? Train people, man.
I mean,
Um,
it's
where
he's,
where are you from? Where are you from, Lil Davo? Where are you from?
but yeah,
Texas, U.S., Canada, New
Canada,
Jersey, New York.
but
I'm
and
naming
that's
places. I don't know.
also, and the
Anyway,
thing is too, and to an extent, yes. The one thing we'll go back to WWE and PG. Now, did Mitar hate it? Oh, absolutely. We hated the PG idea. But now looking back,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. The only reason why I hated the PG idea was because some match types call for blood. Hell in a Cell calls for blood. The
yeah,
Elimination Chamber calls for
calls for
blood.
blood.
Cage matches call for blood. Extreme Rules matches call for blood. Do we get blood? No.
But we see some good Elimination Chamber matches post in the PG era. Let's put the Elimination Chamber
And
has been a one.
also, let me piggyback off the Elimination Chamber. Because of the PG era, we got that padded bullshit in the chamber.
It's just like
Instead of the
remember
greats, we get the pads.
like I say, go back to 2006. Some of these Elimination Chamber matches, boy, they were just brutal.
They were gruesome. And here's the thing, though. Even back in like those days with Hell in a Cell, they were gruesome too.
But they had some good matches for Bruto as they were back in 2005, 2006.
But the brutality and the blood told the story.
Exactly.
Look at 2005. You had Triple H and Batista for the world title.
If I'm not
mistaken, a friendship gone wrong was the story there, and you had both guys bleeding.
Yeah, and
because they both
that's the same year that
they
Triple H
both
actually made.
But they both, and the reason why both were bleeding because both hated each other's guts. That was the story. And they're a decent team, no doubt. They're a decent team. I like
honestly, probably the best story. Because look, I know, like, yes, we all know that because me and Tyler can attest to because we did a lot of retro watch parties. Triple H in the '90s was what we seen what Charlotte do, egotistical, manipulative, as we could say. But
yeah,
like I said,
but here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. We're not going to talk about the Attitude Era right now because we got to move on. I don't want to beat off the past here, but. That's the only reason why I hate the PG era now. Now with the women's division, it's way better PG.
Oh, absolutely.
Way fucking better.
The PG era has some of its positives. We could all say that. Now, I wish the women they have longer matches. Is where we'll nitpick with that.
Yeah. Right now, you need to up the time with the women. Stop doing the two.
You're gonna have like women like Rhea. Hell, I hate to say it's even Charlotte too, who can go give me 10, 15 minutes with her. I mean, look, Charlotte can also wrestle, and I really hate to say that's coming out of my mouth, but it has to be said.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Charlotte. She can wrestle. She can't sell worth a damn.
Yeah, she can't even sell like a used car salesman.
She literally taps on the top, dude. She literally taps on the top of the hood and goes,
like literally,
I forgot what make and model this car is.
Like, and that's the thing. I never see some other women who are much better, I would say, than Charlotte in the ring. We've seen,
bro. I remember when freaking Becky and Charlotte or Becky and Sasha went at it in the cell. Who was it? Becky and Sasha in the cell.
It was Becky and Sasha in the first women's Hell in the Cell match.
Dude, that match was a banger. And those two killed it. In the cell.
Yeah, but moving on. So far the PG era, like I said, it has its positives and negatives. Like I said, take that for what you will. Like I said, we're not gonna really touch on it. But Tyler, what do we got next up on the docket? Because like I said, because we're gonna have a very good show for y'all here today. Shout out to everyone that's been in the chat or tuning in as well. Shout out to Little Davo, Chris, LeClaire. Shout out to you, Damien. Shout out to Arku that was in here earlier, and just shout out to everyone that's been in the chat and tuning in as well for episode number 57 of the It's Real Me podcast. So that being said,
speaking of the women's division, Jade Cargill has accepted the trademark for her name. She will be known as Jade Cargill in WWE. There's no
trademark
name
government
change.
name.
No name change. Thank God. Because they were going to call her what? Jada, whatever.
Jada Parker was the
Parker.
The idea, but somebody else, another woman has it. I think it's down at NXT.
Yeah. So yeah, they're going to change her name. She said, no, use my name. I'll trademark it. I'm fine with that. So she's accepted to use her actual name. I gotta be sure that.
Yep. Move that.
Speaking of names, Carlito has stated that he wanted to use his old theme. But
yeah,
they didn't allow it. But here's the thing. Here's why I think it was a good idea. Listen to the intro of that song. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Do you see the problem? Remember what happened in 2020? You see the problem? He can't do the apple spitting thing. So
and Carly did talk about.
Yeah, you can splice that part of the song out, but that I see where W's coming from with that. And plus, Jim Johnston made that theme.
And
he's been long gone. He's been long gone. It's I think it's CFOS or whatever hell that's owning.
And they had them for a while, and they were gone.
They were gone. These new guys, and
we don't exactly know who's doing it with them now. But Carlo did talk about this, and I wanted. He pretty much says Carlo talked about his new theme song, saying, "quote They ran it by me. They wanted to change it. I wasn't crazy about changing it. I like everyone else wanted to keep it, but I like the way it was. But they said they wanted to change it. But I was like, all right, let's see what we can do. They asked for my little input here and there. I say we could use a little more bass, a little more drums, and things like that. Then the lines I wanted to change. I don't want the old lines from before. I wasn't crazy about it, but I found out it was like one of those earworms where I'll be humming it to myself during the day. I find myself humming it here without even noticing. It grew on me a little bit. People don't like change. I'm not crazy about change, but I think it's something that needs to be done. And just do something to put on a fresh coat of paint on everything. And
see, here's the thing. I have to agree with him. We have to embrace the change. Because remember when Seth Rollins changed his theme song to what it is now?
Yeah.
Initially, people hated that song. Now they can't stop singing the shit.
No, it's. But
here's the. Then again, you know what? I do agree that it's kind of bullshit. I forgot he did spit in Dominic's face. I did forget about that. But now that's kind of discrediting my point. I don't understand why they would change it now. But I will embrace it. I will. Okay.
We'll give it a chance.
We'll give it a chance. We'll give it a chance. But if it doesn't work, please refer back to the original.
Yeah. Scene. And speaking with Carlito, though, and obviously since he came back to Backlash, last year?
It was in Puerto Rico because he made the save for LWO.
And when you look at it, like if you just get rid of the mustache and beard, like he pretty much looked like still what he looked still was the same. Probably much better shape. My
gosh, dude, that man is yoked now. Holy shit.
When we look at it back then, obviously between like 05 and 06, like he wasn't really he was in shape.
He was in shape, but here's the thing. He was in shape, like in like the pectoral region and in like the arm region. The stomach, he was fat.
Oh yeah, he had
a little chub to him. But now he's just like all jacked.
Yeah.
Everywhere, bro.
And it's like,
Um,
and I'm kind of intrigued to see where they're gonna what's gonna happen because let's be real. As me and Tyler can admit, we do miss some wrestling in WWE because let's
bro,
be
I
real.
missed the hell out of him, bro. Dude, when he came back last year, I knew it was a one-off appearance. Or no, when he came back for the Rumble, like a few years prior to that in 2018, I lost my ever-living mind.
And we talked about this like because we thought about saying, man, could you imagine if he um
I was like, dude, if he goes back full time, I'll be freaking happy though.
and then we had reports saying, he did re-sign for the full time, but he just had to finish up the rest of his dates.
Hey, Lil Davo, you know who had that theme song? Maria and Mike Kanellis.
Yeah. And let's be real.
Oh my god, that gimmick they had in WWE was so fucking cringe.
It was.
The theme song was so bad.
But I will say this too. I actually really enjoyed seeing Mike Bennett wrestle because actually he was actually good in the ring. I'll have to give him that.
But they gave them a romantic lovey-dovey gimmick, and I'm like, oh, this is terrible.
Like a what do you call it? Like a power couple or something like that.
It was like a weird power couple gimmick, and it was like
even though let's
Valentine's Day-ish. I'm like, what the? They had hearts everywhere, and it was like the theme song was sappy, and I'm like, oh, this is a bad gimmick.
And obviously, we all know. Moving on, yes, we know that Crown Jewel's coming up next month, but we could skip over Crown Jewel. But Survivor Series, me and Tyler want to touch upon the Survivor Series as well, because obviously we had, I won't say skepticism, but we were kind of worried that if the War Games match was going to return to Survivor Series, and
because here's the thing, Survivor Series was announced to be coming to
Chicago.
No word on if there was going to be a War Games match or a War Games theme to it. Because last year they had it tied to the name.
Yeah.
It was Survivor Series War Games.
And let's be real, it was a phenomenal show.
Oh my God. One of my favorite shows of last year.
And obviously, and that's why, and like I said, not just from last year, but go back to the NXT days when they had that concept for NXT TakeOver. Like, look at the matches that they had, and they still continued to put on. Had a really solid both men's and women's match on the main roster.
You had the Undisputed Era versus Pat McAfee, Finn Balor, and Pete Dunne, and somebody else. I forgot who it was, but that was a banger fucking match. And Pat McAfee, holy shit!
Yeah, it's but so Survivor Series will be held this Saturday, November 25th at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, which obviously is then going to be, and that the SmackDown the night before will be sort of as a go home show. But also, as previously reported, WWE is planning to do the War Games match at this show, despite not being advertised. So we are definitely going to see the War Games make its return this
year. That's exactly why me and a lot of wrestling fans were scared. Like, okay, you didn't advertise there's going to be War Games in this thing, because last time you tied in that match to the name of the show.
But knowing that
this year you don't, it's like, are you gonna have War Games? Or are you not? What's happening?
Like, we were all questioning. It's like, and we all know that it was really well received by a lot of people, and knowing that Triple H is back in creative, who I think he really does like the idea of War Games, because if I remember correctly, he actually did book the first War Games Survivor Series match. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong. And knowing that had a really well response to it, and let's be honest, I think that show had a really solid card for what it was for that show.
Oh yeah, it did. And even the matches that were non-War Games matches at Survivor Series, oh my God,
it was a good. It actually was one of the best, and one
of the best pay-per-views of last year, to be honest.
And same with Extreme Rules. Remember, because when Triple H
Triple H single-handedly saved Extreme Rules, because the year before that, Extreme Rules there was rules.
Like and that was the one thing that we talked about. I think in the last couple of shows that we've done. It's like WWE has
there was a good show, but I'm gonna read this question because I'm thinking this too. Lil Davo, Schism was just a non-reasonable faction. It was just there,
Yeah.
And then you saw, two members of Schism wanted out of the company, and then they left, and then you had,
and she's gone.
Joe, Joe Gacy went mad and kicked out Ava Raine. So yeah,
that faction's
that
done.
whole Schism faction, I liked it.
The concept was there. It's just
The concept was there, but the execution was just so bad.
It was terrible.
It was dog water, bro.
And obviously, when you had the Grizzly Young Vets, let's bro, when you watch the Grizzly Young Vets,
can I tell you what title they won? None.
Ava Raine, let's bro, Ava Raine. I still think she needs more time at the Performance Center.
They rushed Ava Raine. They rushed her.
I like Joe Gacy, but it's just not to what I've seen him on the Indies of what he can be.
But here's the thing, though. You want to know why? Because they're used to him being an ultra-violent deathmatch wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that because he can't be that in WWE. He's PG. He's another version of Dean Ambrose. They sign a deathmatch wrestler, but you can't do it. You're tamer. You kind of can't do deathmatch wrestling.
Even though, you got to give John Moxley a lot of credit though for
he made it work though. He made it work for years.
Yeah, and the fact
from 2012 to 2019, he made that shit work.
And it was unfortunate, and now that sudden heel turn, which that turned everybody off for obvious reasons. And then we come to find out that he did because he had it well, and thank God that Vince is no longer at the company writing the script.
Here's the thing. Him and Seth talked it out. They wanted the heel turn to come that night.
Oh yeah.
Because the plans were already set that they were going to have them turn heel. Nobody knew that Roman Reigns had cancer and all that mess. Nobody knew that. Of course they didn't know because it's a real life situation. They told him that night.
Yeah.
While he was there to address the fans. They addressed the fans at the same time he was addressing the fans. He was addressing the people in the back, even fans. So they didn't know, but they were talking it out, and they probably talked it out throughout the show. And Roman Reigns they got Roman Reigns' blessing to do the heel turn. Come to think of it. So I think the heel turn was fine where it was. People thought it was in poor taste, but I thought about it. I'm like, I thought about it for years. I'm like, maybe they talked to Roman about it, and Roman said, "Okay, do it."
Yeah,
I give you my blessing. But the problem with the whole thing is they botched the hell out of the story.
Yeah,
after that
was and that's what I said. That heel turn will turn everybody off.
You literally made Dean Ambrose come out in a freaking N95 mask for whatever goddamn reason, a hazmat mask.
Germaphobe heel's like, what is
germaphobe heel? The guy's getting a freaking needle in his ass on TV.
I forgot about that. Oh,
I'm like, this is a bad story. It was a bad story. And honestly, it made Dean Ambrose look like a weak ass heel.
And it's that too, and it's still at the same time where it was Dean Ambrose, and this is before he was on his way out, as he told it as well.
And then after that storyline, you could see it. He was just going through the goddamn motions until his contract was up.
Yeah, because I think he did say an interview, or he did like an interview. It's like they never re-offered him a new deal. So
because he said he probably because before they even had a chance to offer him a new deal, he said no, don't give me a new deal. I'm out regardless. So don't even bother.
Yeah, true, and still at the same time, and he did say, and he did talk about the fact that he wanted to, I think, make a horrible joke about Roman Reigns' leukemia, which I know in the fact that's like, yeah,
and that's the thing. Vince said that's another reason why too. Vince said you need to talk about Roman's leukemia, but in a bad light. This Roman and his leukemia,
because we all know that Roman and John Moxley are really good friends.
That's what got John pissed the fuck off. And I could see why. Like, dude, that's one of my friends. I'm not doing that. I don't care if it's in storyline. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, rightfully so. And ever since then, look, Moxley's been, been fine post WWE. I guess you could say.
But all right. Let me tell you about your thought. Talk to you about your thought, Lil Davo. You say that we need a little bit more tag teams. They have tag teams.
The problem is
You only push like maybe 3 out of them. The rest are jobbers. They need
I
to
mean,
push
like,
them more. They need to push the whole division.
okay, so let's not, even though actually we should, that was another thought that we forgot to put in our notes. But like I said, in terms of the tag division, has not been great. Obviously, over the last year or so, you had
Honestly,
guys like
it hasn't been great since what, the 90s?
it really hasn't. I mean, look at now. You have Imperium look like a complete freaking joke. You have KO and Sammy somehow split for whatever freaking reason.
You split up KO and Sammy, which is a makeshift
Um,
goddamn tag team because you don't want to push any of their other tag teams.
who
Yeah,
else?
you made the Viking Raiders look like jokes. Listen
Yeah,
to
the
New
Viking
Day all the
Raiders.
goddamn time.
Because it's like I don't know, like, and that's the one thing that we did, and that was the one thing that we found out, but we do kind of learn that Vince never really liked tag team wrestling. I guess
He absolutely hates tag team wrestling on
because
both men's and women's side.
let's be real, the women's that's a
And
whole different
honestly,
story.
I think the women's side is considerably worse than the men's. Still,
Very, very worse and cursed at the same freaking time.
let me tell you something. With the whole curse thing, I kind of chalk it up as like, WWE's version of a Madden curse.
Yeah,
Like you win the title, you get hurt immediately, or something goes wrong immediately. Like,
well,
and that's not like, out of WWE's control. So I'm not even going to count that. I'm talking about the booking decisions they use these.
yeah, the booking
You
situation was
have Indy Hartwell freaking randomly team up with Dana Brooke. Now she's AWOL. She went back to NXT.
yeah, that really rubbed me
Oh
the wrong
my,
way with
that was
Indy.
a freaking pointless ass call up. If you're
because
gonna not use her in the main roster and put her back on NXT.
Because we originally thought, because like I said, because I talked about her being, I even said it on social media that I was hoping she was going to be one of the cuts to actually deserve better. Not because I did not say like a complete freaking jerk about it, because I think she
And
deserved.
that's also another thing I want to talk about. Thank you, little Davo. This damn bloodline shit.
And that's, yeah.
They're milking this so goddamn much. That
Because
they literally broke up a tag team, a 13-year tag team, which is another reason why the tag team division has gotten anemic.
Because pretty much the Usos were the face of that
one
division.
Of the hottest you broke up one of the hottest tag teams that we've seen in 13 damn years. Within the 13 years, they've been the hottest tag team. You broke them up, so you're out. You're out of another tag team,
and you having a guy now.
And then also back to what I'm saying though. But let me finish here. You have Jimmy Uso go back to the bloodline.
It's like
you took a step back at the same time.
It's like they're taking one step. They're like taking one step forward, like 36 steps backwards. Like,
they were so close to ending this freaking storyline, then they
because the problem
reverted back to. I'm like, oh my god,
because as me and Tyler know, we know what the problem is. As soon as the blood story ends, we got nothing else to really make anything relevant.
So they just created plot twist, and then they created another plot twist, and then they're creating this plot twist. I'm like, enough! End the freaking story.
But going back to Survivor Series, WrestleTix actually did report, because obviously the Allstate Arena, as for those who know, that seats 18,500. WrestleTix reports that the tickets went on sale on July 21st, was sold out yesterday.
Sorry, I had to do the comment.
But the show itself was sold out yesterday, with 12,928 tickets being sold. It is set up for 12,943, with 367 tickets still available for resale. So I'm not like we're saying, we're not saying that really means much, but I do think WWE is going to find a way to try to at least fill that out, because they've been doing pretty well in terms of sellouts in some of these arenas. Well, you got to. So let's say, they're not really much, but you never know with some of these other resale markets like SeatGeek, TickPick. What else? There's probably more that we can name ahead of time. But besides that, I'm excited for Survivor Series, because let's be real, these Saudi shows can go F itself. F themselves.
Bro, I'm telling you guys, I'm opting out of doing the Saudi shows.
So I'm
opting out of watching it. I don't like the Saudi shows. I don't. I hate them.
Because yeah, like we're
Not
not really
only
going to
is
give.
it because it's not only because of the political stuff and the blood money and all the other bullshit, which is an incredible
And how
reason.
their treatment of women, but that's besides the
The
point.
treatment of women too, I hate that, and also they don't like gay people.
Yeah, and
So
and why do you think?
I'm not going to get into that, but it's also because the show quality is just crap every year when they go over
Yeah,
there. It's just a glorified house show.
shit. Remember the guys? Remember they had Super Showdown in Australia? That wasn't the glorified house show for what it was.
I'm like, dude, when they had Super Showdown in Australia, I'm like, I stayed up for this shit. I turned it
Yeah,
off, dude. I turned it off halfway through and went to sleep.
because for those who remember, I think it was the Brothers of Destruction, and he has Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Yeah, let's bro, that was friggin' horrible.
Honestly, Lil Davo, Jay and Cody is just me and Rob, but as wrestlers.
But and the thing is too, and you know, but yeah. But moving on, Todd, what do we got next up on the docket? Because like I said, it's
Uh,
been a fantastic show today. So shout out to everyone that's been in the chat or just tuning in. If you guys new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss any of these wrestling shows or watch parties, whether it's WWE, AEW, or retro watch parties. Speaking of which, before we go on, Halloween, you guys do not come around. We're going to be our first, themed, I guess you could say, retro watch party. It would be Halloween
yes,
Havoc.
guys, yes. We're gonna have a themed watch party. We are doing the classic WCW pay per view Halloween Havoc for
Uh,
you guys on Halloween Day.
absolutely. You guys do not want to miss that
You
as
don't
well.
want to miss that. And also, Lil Davo, yay!
But yeah, but moving on after all that. So what do we got?
Sammy Guevara is close to being cleared.
So yeah, we talked about this last show that Sammy Guevara has been silent with a concussion, and yes, I mean as we all know that the wrestling business is not ballet. Injuries are going to occasionally happen.
Yeah, here's the thing. People can say that it's fake. It is in a sense. The punches and the kicks, they're fake. They're not real. You know, the table spots, the wall spots, that's just cardboard. I will say that the wall spots when they go through walls, it's cardboard. It's
Yeah,
obvious. A lot of this stuff it can get real pretty quick because like when they jump off the top rope or when they land funky and they mess up a spot. In a sense, it's like a movie, but there's no stunt doubles.
no, absolutely
There's no
not.
CGI. There's none of that. So a lot of this stuff can get real really, really quick. Like somebody can break a leg or somebody can break an arm or somebody can,
I mean,
you
which
know,
we have seen throughout this entire business. I mean,
rupture a disc in their neck,
yeah, I mean,
Things
case
things like that can happen. Things like that
like
can
case in
happen.
point, perfect example. Go back to WWF between Stone Cold and Owen Hart.
He
Botch pile
spiked his
driver.
head off the top and Stone Cold's career wasn't the same.
And he has and left and retired in 03. And he also
And
had
that's exactly why we love a little Davo. We know that there's risks involved, and we know it's scripted. We know it's entertainment, and it is entertaining. We know it's a TV show. In hindsight, it's not a legitimate sport. It's a TV show. That's why we like it. But there is risks involved with this
yeah, like I
because
said, with risk, and also it depends on your
high spots can. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you a term for you non-wrestling fans. They have a thing in wrestling called high spots.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you jump off of things. And when you jump off of things, sometimes you can over rotate. You can land squarely on your feet and rupture something. You can rupture your knees. You can do what Sting did in
Oh.
AEW and completely miss a table and bust his lip.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can like things like that can happen in wrestling. It's not a ballet, and sometimes, yes, it's fixed. Yes, it's fake. But sometimes wrestling can get real because again, unlike in movies and TV shows, there's no CGI, there's no stunt doubles.
Nah.
Things can go wrong. So just like in movies, things can go wrong there too. You know, and that's the point of it, man. It's not ballet. It's not.
And like I said, to put another point on Tyler's point as well, it also depends the trust of the chemistry of your workers at the
Yeah,
same
if you don't
time.
have the trust, if you don't have trust with the wrestlers that you're working with, or with the wrestler you're working with, something can go wrong very quick.
Yeah.
It can go very wrong very quick because if you don't trust him, like look at and I know this is a edgier type of thing. This is ECW. Look at the Vic Grimes situation.
Yeah,
Vic
that was
Grimes, Vic Grimes didn't exactly trust New Jack, and New Jack got hurt because he didn't trust him.
and yeah, and there's a lot of times he took and New Jack took that personally, and well, actually, there's more
We're
of
not gonna get into that.
XPW.
We're not gonna get into that. I just was trying to name an example.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
that's the thing. But that's the thing. If you don't trust the opponent that you're working with,
It's gonna be end badly.
somebody's getting hurt. 9 times out of
Yeah,
10. And
like
Rob, don't get mad.
shoot,
Shoot the
lay it on
question,
me.
man.
Like I said,
Lay
we're
it on
always
them.
open up to questions. Like,
Lay it on us.
but yeah. So outside of that, it's been. I would say the rest of.
Sammy Guevara, we're glad that he's healing up. By the way, honestly, how can you
Ooh,
get mad at that question? That's a great
it's a
ass
good
question.
one. Well, it also depends on the
Oh man,
situation. In terms of the
it
heavy,
depends on it depends on the situation. If it's a high flyer versus a heavyweight, heavyweight wins all the time.
but then
Heavyweight
again,
wins.
we've seen like guys like Rey Mysterio take down heavyweights better than anybody.
Yeah, if the story calls for the high flyer to beat the heavyweight, the high flyer wins.
Oh yeah, easy. But
Um,
when you try to go match like in terms of the skill set, a lot of times there's some advantages to disadvantages. Obviously, the high flyer, depending on like it also depends on how tall the high flyer is at the
yeah.
same time.
And honestly, it also depends on how elusive and how agile that high flyer is too.
Exactly.
If you
So,
have a small guy that just stands there, the damn heavyweight's gonna win every time.
but like
But
I said, in
if
case
you have a guy like Rey Mysterio or Ray Phoenix out there, they're gonna win.
or
So yeah, exactly. Rey Mysterio.
I
You
mean,
gotta.
he was
I
called
would say if the high flyer is elusive and they're moving around really quick and confusing the heavyweight, the high flyer is gonna win.
yeah, and let's be real, Rey Mysterio, like I said, has made a career of that and a very nice Hall of Fame career of that.
Oh, the man beat freaking Great Khali, the freaking brick wall that he is.
Oh, can we? Yeah, and meantime, we have our thoughts on him, but we're not going to go
He
into that.
sucks. He's trash.
But
That's all I gotta say.
going back to Sammy Guevara, who, as a high flyer, the dude is just phenomenal as a high
Oh my
flyer.
god, man. He does that freaking 450 or whatever. I love that
The
move.
450.
Dude, I love that move. I really do.
And then you also have guys like Commander and Falkingo, who, let's bro, they've been impressive in their own friggin' right. For those who don't watch Lucha,
I remember that one spot though that freaking blew my freaking mind. With I think
630 onto a table.
no, it was both Commander and Vikingo tag teaming.
Oh Jesus!
And they did a spot, and I'm like, holy shit! I've never seen that before in my life. That specific spot. And I'm like, I like these guys.
And see, and that's for me. Like you got one of these few people who actually will kind of keep an eye on some of these like luchadors like CMLL or AAA. And yeah, and that's that's kind of where I kind of discovered guys like Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. a little bit, and yeah, a little bit of Lucha Underground.
Where do you think guys like Rey Mysterio came from? Where do you think guys like Eddie Guerrero came from? That market.
Yeah.
Triple A CMML. Like those markets.
And yeah, and a lot of times you're seeing. Well, it also depends on the two, like who had the better legacy. Who, like in terms of Rey Mysterio, yeah, he kind of set the standard.
I feel like Rey Mysterio had the almost like Edge's Eddie Guerrero in a sense because he has a longer career. Unfortunately, it was out of Eddie's control because he passed away.
It's
when his career was really taking off.
And let's be real, whether he was a face or a heel, he was still really well loved by a lot of people, not just for the fans, but also people even in the back respected Eddie, the kind of person he was.
Here's the thing, do you know what storyline I still remember from heel Eddie?
Shoot.
The goddamn custody of Dominic, him and Ray.
Let's be real, finest storytelling I have ever.
Oh my god, I was like, this is a fucking soap opera.
But yeah,
He's like,
and
I'm
yeah,
your real pops. I'm like, what the?
and now we're seeing and now we're seeing kind of not saying kind of reincarnated, but kind of reinvented by Dominic nowadays. And
No, you know what's been reincarnated from Dominic?
shoot,
That storyline with Eddie in China. That's what's been reincarnated.
yeah,
Let's be honest.
forget about that a little bit.
It's
If
the
I'm
same
mistaken,
fucking thing.
if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, is that where he got the name the Latino Heat from? I gotta I'm trying to
Because she called her Latino heat.
oh jeez. And see
Or
that's
no, she said she loves her some Latino heat.
yeah, that was that was
I'm like,
crazy.
that's where they got the shit from.
Yeah, and
And then Dom sporting the same fucking hairdo.
yeah,
Freaking
well,
mullet.
but he's and that's the thing too. Is just like
Oh, that's another good question.
which
Dude,
celebrity?
Will Davo with the goddamn heavy hitters. My
Well,
God.
during my time as a wrestling fan, I've seen David Arquette. Guys, for those who remember those days, yeah,
Honestly, nowadays, since he can actually wrestle, since he trained and he's actually kind of a legit wrestler on the side,
yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind of
mind dude. I wouldn't mind the return of David Arquette, man.
the fact he would see.
Let's just be honest, man. I liked his Impact run, his random ass Impact run
Oh yeah, I
that he
forgot
had
about he was an
recently.
Impact.
He had a random ass run because he had
Because
nothing
when
to
I
do.
think David Arquette, I'm thinking of him winning the WCW Big Gold Bell. I forgot about.
It was because he was promoting his fucking comedy that him and
Oh yeah, was it
yeah,
Ready to Rumble? I think it was a
Ready to Rumble
promotion.
because they had ties with WCW because they did like a WCW fanboy storyline in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That
And
is a
then they
very
had
good question.
also, can we bring back Freddie Prinze Jr. as writer, please? He
Give me
killed
Stephen
it.
Amell any day of the damn week. I think
Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell,
boy, he can he
please.
go.
And also, can another network please pick up Heels so I can continue watching the shit?
Yeah.
I stopped watching after you told me it was canceled. I'm like, well, I have no sense to watch this anymore. Shit.
But yeah, and that's the thing too. And yeah, there's looking at it now, the state. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find celebrities it because back then, I mean, you used to seeing like celebrities galore to wherever it's on a pay per view or
Yeah, I kind of wish they did get. I mean, we honestly did have LeBron James already, but he was like a cameo in like 2003 when he took a picture of Stone Cold on a flip phone and showed the camera.
Oh yeah, I forget. Yeah, that was
So
something.
he was already there, but it was a cameo appearance.
But yeah, and that's the
Yeah, I want to move on from that, Kelly. I'm gonna move on from that.
Yeah, that was 2000. That was in 2003. Trust me.
That was in 2003 when he was with the Cavs. It was his rookie year with the Cavs.
Yeah, jeez, boy, how times have changed since then.
God, but here's the thing, though. The reason why he was there, he's been in the NBA for so long because he was drafted out of high school.
Yeah, and boy, who remembers? Yeah, but that's besides the point. But looking at it, like I said, and you still have the wrestling business, and like back then, like you say, the late '90s, early 2000s, you see these like celebrities galore, whether it's on a random, as a cameos, we seen them as guest hosts.
You know what? You know what? Here, you know what I want to see? Do you know what I want to see in wrestling?
Shoot, lay it on me.
I'm not gonna say it just a reload, Davo. I'm gonna bring my horizons and go to AEW because this is where this specific person. Give me Adam Sandler as Waterboy and give me goddamn Captain Insano already. Goddamn.
That would be fantastic. I think
that would be freaking god tier, bro.
That would be
come on.
I mean, Paul White did say he was not opposed to bringing back Captain Insano.
Dude, well, call Adam Sandler, get him to be the fucking Waterboy, okay? And do a storyline with him too, all right?
Or that tackle was courtesy of Captain Insano. Moving on. What do we got next on the docket? Of this show. But yeah, so hopefully cannot wait to see.
Speaking of AEW, Matt Hardy has revealed, and he is completely right over the situation because this is in light of the CM Punk situation. Tony Khan, he says that Tony Khan is getting walked all over by the wrestlers. They're taking advantage of the guy, and I agree with that. I agree with that. They need to, but here's the thing, though. Tony Khan also has to put his foot down and be a boss.
Yeah, and actually, because like I said, we can bash both companies and for different reasons. In terms of AEW, like we said, we can bash Tony Khan and his lack
Tony Khan,
of
all that. He's our punching bag. He's been our punching bag for the last what?
couple
Since
of
CM
years.
Punk got fired,
Yeah,
or since before CM Punk got fired.
because it's like when you go back to what when AEW came on TV in 2019, like they actually had a really good thing going for them. They actually had good storytelling at the same point. But to be quite honest, the problem that we have with Tony Khan is not himself, but the problem is
Exactly, little Davo. Exactly. Tony Khan should be more like Triple H. Exactly, bro.
100%. But
1000%.
So Matt
Oh
Hardy was
shit! The Texas Rangers are winning 5-2. What?
yeah.
Houston, y'all good? I mean, I not just this is not me talking trash, but are you guys okay? Because this is unlike the Astros. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's unlike them. But back to wrestling.
But Matt Hardy was asked about if there was was asked, quote, if there's a disagreement on the creative process or presentation or whatever it may be, how is it settled, what the process is like. But Matt Hardy did saying, quote, I am one that if I'm offered an idea, I typically try to make the most of it, and I try to do everything I can do to make it as good as possible. And yet, to an extent, yes, I got to give Matt Hardy credit, but we all can also admit that Matt Hardy has been a shell of his former self.
Dude, but here's the thing, Matt Hardy knows he's older and he's a shell of his former self. He can only do so much. So that's why he's being a yes man now.
But there are guys who have had ideas to given them by Tony that they didn't necessarily like, and they just didn't do them because I guess.
Okay, all right, okay. I know who it was.
Oh, jeez, what the hell was that?
My fucking brother moaning.
Oh. Okay,
not him. My slightly bigger brother. Oh, and cameo. So yeah, you got a little bit of edge, a little bit of attitude there, guys.
That's more not just edge. Obviously, that's more of like Isaiah Cassidy coming from your brother.
Oh yeah, that wasn't my brother. That was Isaiah Cassidy. He visited me.
But
visited me. It was a little bit of an Isaiah Cassidy moment right there.
So Matt also goes on to say there's been times where guys have been home and you know, like if you haven't seen someone in a while and you say, oh well, you know creative differences, whatever. So I'll guess they'll kind of hang out and be on TV until they figure out something that they really like. End quote.
Here's the thing. He's using terms hang out. Tony Khan, stop being a friend, be a boss. And yes, AO, Lil Davo. Yeah. My brother hijacked the stream with moaning. Like he's Isaiah freaking Cassidy from AEW.
So, but this is what he also had to say about Tony Khan. You know, if he feels that Tony Khan is taking advantage, he says, "quote Yes, I mean, I think it has happened in the past for sure, but you know, I think once you go through those experiences and you learn from it, and I think Tony has done that. I mean, he's learning on the fly. The whole thing is a huge responsibility to be a wrestling promoter, booker, run a company, especially with all the other stuff he has going on. So yeah, he's kind of learning on the job while he's doing it. I'm sure there's been people
thing though. The guy's been learning for 5 fucking years. He needs to learn that when these wrestlers mess up, you get on their ass.
But also, and give a shout out to from his actual. So shout out to some of these quotes from Matt Hardy from his Extreme Life and Matt Hardy podcast, which is also great, by the way, too. For those who want to check those out as well. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. And yes, Matt Hardy is telling the truth, but also at the same point, it's kind of annoying that Tony Khan should have learned from this by.
Here's the thing. Yes, we see. Yeah, here's the thing. I have to agree with what you're saying right now. Yeah, I see where Matt Hardy's coming from. At the same time, this is Tony Khan's fault. He is too nice.
I mean,
he is too buddy with these wrestlers.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And as Little Devil put it, yeah, Tony Khan should be like Triple H as well in terms of actually know how to put your foot down.
Triple H don't play that shit.
No,
You mess up one time, you're getting suspended.
I mean, well, perfect example.
We've seen it before.
Mm-hmm. And Triple H doesn't play, and Triple H knows it because he was like that at one point.
He's been a wrestler. He's been a dickhead. He's been those guys before.
To the mid-2000s.
He got pushed back. Dude, he got pushed back from Vince. He got pushed back from a boss.
Yeah.
And he changed his act.
And we talked about it too. We touched upon it that in the early 90s, he was, very egotistical, manipulative, had a lot of backstage power. But and yes, I mean, he was what I think at the same time was his mid to late 20s, give or take by that time.
He was around early to late.
So before he was in his 30s, because I feel like in the and then it took him to 2000.
And there are times where when wrestlers massively mess up, like look at Riddle. He did cocaine.
Perfect example.
You know what Triple H did? You're fired. Get out of here. First goddamn offense where he got cocaine. No, I'm not giving you 2 more chances. You're gone.
And I think that's and at the same time to actually talk shit about that, because that's what kind of where me and Tyler actually was kind of intrigued when Triple H actually changed the wellness policy a little bit too. Because before, when he had because prior to the previous
think he changed it. I think he changed it where weed was kind of more acceptable, whatever, because it was legal now. It's legal now in the States.
Yeah.
So it's you can be a little you can loosen the reins on the weed thing. But when it's cocaine and hard drugs, other hard drugs like that, like cocaine, meth, all other shit, and fire. You're gone.
And how many chances has Matt? And if Matt Riddle had
Matt Riddle had gotten 3 or 4 chances in UFC,
and still couldn't figure it.
And guess who was? And guess what? He had Dana White, who was a boss, and fired him. And Riddle hated him for it. Riddle hated his ass.
But Dana White had a reason.
Dana White had a fucking point. He did,
and he still hates him to this day because of that. And you really can't blame Dana for that. And obviously, because he is part of the board of directors for, even though he still oversees the UFC, which, that's got a different size of point, but still in the same.
Yeah, he's the board of directors in the UFC side. He doesn't have anything to do with the WWE side. He doesn't.
And I mean, as we said before,
it's the same. It's basically the same board of directors as WWE, but before the merger happened. So you have that.
Yeah, Triple H not putting up with that crap,
dude. Cocaine, you're gone.
Because
that's all I've got to say. That's why Matt Riddle was gone. Cocaine.
Because it's and Triple H just trying to protect that family friendly image that WWE is putting on now.
Also too, what happened with Dana Brooke? Well, not Dana Brooke. Mandy Rose. She was caught doing what she was doing on the side. You're gone. This is a family-oriented show, and you're doing this mess. You're gone.
And Triple H has gotten rid of some people. You
have people like Chelsea Green having to give up doing that mess.
But I think that's pretty much more on Chelsea Green's part, and she did say she's
because she came back after the Mandy Rose situation had ended, which I get why WWE fired her, because she was doing a lot of this shit on the side while she's working for a PG company that's catered to kids.
Absolutely, and
so I get it. Now, if you're an AW and you do that on the side, whatever. Okay, whatever. That's TV-14. That's adult oriented. Whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're doing
now,
this,
we're in 2023, and no one we don't need that.
Not really. It's not like the year itself. It's the fact that WWE is more PG.
Now, let's say if you go back to
it's catered to kids.
Now, if Mandy Rose would say if she was, did this say in the early 2000s, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different.
If she did this, dude, you had fucking WWE tied to Playboy back in the day.
Yeah, I forgot it. Not just Playboy, but we also had a sponsorship from Girls Gone Wild for those who remember that. At the
03.
same,
Freaking
yeah,
spring break. What the dude, I'm like,
it makes you
dude,
question.
I watched Raw back that year. I'm like, they really promoted that shit.
Yeah, but that besides, like all in all, we're saying, I think Triple A, Tony Khan just needs to man up. Is all we're
Tony
saying.
Khan, like, dude, you were scared of CM Punk after you fought. I'm scared of CM Punk fans. They hate me now. Like, what the fuck, Tony?
Like if CM Punk did that to like say other Vince or Triple H, boy, that how that's not going to end well for Punk because Triple H ain't putting
Dude,
up with that
when
BS.
the fans were freaking chanting CM Punk after he got fired, they dissed the fans right back. And rightfully goddamn so.
Because CM Punk, like, yeah, but so what do we got next? Because it's been a fun show tonight. It's been hopefully one of our better shows. So,
One more thing. We have one more thing on the docket, and then it's time for you to get stumped.
okay, I'm down.
Adam Cole has successful ankle surgery. So we are happy that he has had successful ankle surgery. We hope you heal up, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, and
Britt Baker, take some time off. Take care of the man, please.
Yeah, because
Take
I
care
mean,
of him.
it sucks to say that. I mean, I don't want to call.
I'll be back. I'll be back, man. My phone's about to die.
So while Tyler goes on to that, so really to really touch on from what we said about with Adam Cole. Yeah, I don't want to call the man injury prone. But at some point, he's dealt with a let's concussion that kept him out for a good 10 months, somewhere around there. And then he also had and now with an ankle, I think we broke an ankle in 3 different places. Yeah, and unfortunately, put him on the sidelines for a while. And then you had MGF pretty much obviously kind of carry the heavy load. Obviously as one half of the Ring of Honor World Tag Champs. Hopefully at some point, yeah, and it's kind of the thing. Whereas I don't know, it's really weird to explain this with Adam Cole, and yes, and I want to see Adam Cole back in the ring because the dude's phenomenal in the ring. But yeah, so I mean, take up a big breaker. I think should take some time off as much as you need because I mean he's probably going to need you anyways. So, but yeah, I mean, according to the article, yeah, I mean, Cole has been silent since AW Dynamite Grand Slam after he suffered an injury while running to the ring during the world title match between MGF and Samoa Joe. And unfortunately, he jumped from the ramp to the floor at ringside. Unfortunately, that's where he shattered his ankle. And we saw him limping, and for obvious reasons. But yeah, Cole and MGF were slated to defend the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles at AEW Wrestle Dream, but MJF went forward with the title defense in a handicap match and somehow retained the titles. Honestly, I would just want to, if that's going to be the case, I mean, they should have just moved on, or or let MGF and Adam Cole drop the belts, and that's the case. And but yeah, damn. I think overall, though, but I want to give a quick for those who are been around the channel long enough. But before we get to our last and final, or we do, guess the wrestler's theme song, but give a quick shout out to our sponsors of this channel. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code Philly Sports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PHILLYSPORTS Philly Sports to save $20 off. If you're a Twitch streamer, late night gamer, or YouTuber, check out W Energy. It's the perfect pick me up for every occasion. So why not try it for yourself? Go to w.gg and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your order. Golfers and sports enthusiasts, It's time to take your game to the next level with SeatGeek Golf. Shop at SeatGeekGolf.com and use promo code SportsWrestle15 to get 15% off your order and free shipping on orders over $100. If you're a top-tier high school or college athlete, a veteran in the men's league, coaches needing uniforms, or even an enthusiastic little leaguer needing bats, gloves, batting gloves, etc., we've got you covered. Right now, you can give your performance an extra boost by entering the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout so you can save 10% off your entire order. Are you looking to make a statement with your very own custom jersey? Go to fansidea.com and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. So give a shout out to our quick sponsors from SeatGeek, W Energy, SeatGeek Golf, Stinger Sports, and Fans Idea. Like I said, as you guys saw on the screen, all the promo codes as you saw were all in caps. For those who are wondering, like I said, you guys don't want to miss on the great deals. Save some money. Whether say if you guys are going for tickets, for SeatGeek, because you know how tickets are nowadays. And all that good stuff. But also, like I said, give a shout out to everyone that's been in the chat or tuning in or was just come watching the show. With myself and Tyler. Hopefully he should be back. Hopefully not been having a couple of technical problems. All in all, like I said, kind of touching up on the Adam Cole thing. It sucks that he's dealt right now on the sideline for, I would say, a broken ankle, or if you have surgery, probably keep him on like a few months or so, which stinks. It's gonna but not really saying that's like a bad thing. I think it's just best for him to rest up and stuff like that. Well, at the same time, it's going to be interesting of what they're going to do with the Ring of Honor tag team titles at the same time with MGF, as well. Pretty much going to carry the heavy burden, I guess you could say, and it's really kind of hard to, I guess you could say, explain it in a certain sense. But hopefully, just bear with me. But yeah, so hopefully, whenever right now, kind of just let's see it because I know Tyler should be back. But yeah, guys, everybody else got any questions for me? We're open to we can still continue to do some keep a couple Q&A until Tyler gets back for our guess the wrestler theme song, because obviously the last got him good in the last episode that we did. So yeah, it's been kind of fun. Like I said, we're still on the road to 60, so guys don't want to miss out on the 60th episode once we get there. And yeah, so check out our merch store down below as well. Check the link tree in the description or the link itself at sportswrestle.myspreadshop.com to catch you guys some merch, not for just for channel for the merch for the channel or the show itself at the It's Real Neat Podcast. For you guys want like shirts, hoodies, that kind of thing. We got you guys covered on that as well. Check the link in the link check the link tree as well. And also check out me and Tyler on Twitter, which is also in the link tree as well. Check us out as well on social media, because like I said, we'll keep you guys some updates and stuff like that. But yeah, so and yeah, going back to with we talk about what was set to Rollins to title run? I mean, right now, if I had to guess, because I know this one hasn't really been hasn't been really well received by some people. Well, that's what depends too. Like it also depends too. Like, is it a solo run or is it a tag team title run or and stuff? Right now, I would have to say when he was the IC. No, actually, no. Wait a minute. I think the best title run was the WWE Championship after WrestleMania 30. No, I'm not gonna say 2023 because it's been okay, but just not to what I would have liked. I guess you could say. Right now, I think if you're talking about the best one from Seth Rollins in terms of a title run, was probably during WrestleMania or when he cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, and I think it was 31 and in Santa Clara, I think it was, and at Levi's. Maybe I could be wrong. But yeah, he does, and that's my problem with this current title run with Rollins is the fact that you had Nakamura on multiple opportunities. As good as a heel he is, I think Nakamura should have won the title over Rollins. I think at Fastlane, which that rubs people the wrong way. And you have guys like Drew kind of wait, whenever they're going to find a way finally to give him a world championship opportunity. Because right now SmackDown, they're not going to really relinquish that over with Roman Reigns because it's ridiculous at this point. And to be fair, look, Roman Reigns as a character, I think he's doing some great work as a heel. But the problem is he doesn't really need the damn belt. That's all I'm saying. And you guys like LA Knight, that's been in need of a title run. I mean, there's probably multiple guys you could probably say that could use at the same time. And like I said, Roman Reigns has done some good work. I would say, coming from the fact that, I mean, you go back to between the 2014, 2015, I guess the era of WWE was having that suffering succotash type of those kinds of moments. Wasn't really that great. And we were kind of all begging. And back then, we didn't really beg for a heel turn. But now, when you really look back at it, there should have been a heel turn at some point. And yeah, that's the thing too. I don't know what they're going to be doing with Drew, and that's where my problem is at times. It's like, yeah, and Drew's in one of those cases where he does he's kind of I don't give a fuck type of mood, where. And not saying he's not that kind of guy, but when you see him how he's portrayed on TV, he's in that kind of screw it basically. Like he'll just and at some point, why not have a heel turn with him? Because I do think still Seth, or not Seth, but Drew McIntyre can actually kill it as a heel. But I do want to see him get a better title run because I do feel like, I mean, the one thing you have to give Drew for is the fact that he carried the pandemic era, the Thunderdome era, and this was probably the worst time in wrestling history. He doesn't really, he's in that I don't care type of mode. Whereas, I mean, at some point, you're going to have to push him to actually be a world heavyweight champion. Because I really do think that belt, that new adaptation of the Big Goldie is going to look nice around his waist. But the problem is, I don't know what they're doing with Drew at this particular moment. Nakamura, the question is, what are they going to do with him afterwards after losing Seth Rollins twice in both clean matches? And that's where my problem, and that's where my problem stems from. Not to say my problem, but kind of like my little nitpick. A lot of our nitpicks from in terms of the wrestling community. And like I said, LA Knight deserves at least some sort of a title run at some point because let's be real, he's kind of run the reign of the popular faces on SmackDown as it is. And at some point, give him the United States title at some point. Speaking of which, we are going back to my co-host is finally back after a quick.
Sorry, I had to take a bathroom break before I came back. Where were we, by the way?
We were talking about. I finished up the point on Adam Cole on his ankle surgery, but he did say on the Switch stream that he he had needed 2 surgeries, which consists of 8 screws and a plate in his ankle. So he's probably gonna be out about a few months or so. And since then, I kind of talked about that and added some points that we still had open some more questions. But Davil gave it this one. What was this Seth Rollins' best title run?
His best title run, in my opinion, has to be when he was with the Authority back in 2015.
Yeah, I think when he cashed it at WrestleMania. That's bro. That's one of the greatest WrestleMania moments of all time. You can't.
Oh, without a damn doubt, bro. Without a damn doubt. That was one of the best cash-ins ever.
And it's also still at the same point where it's like people still didn't look like Roman Reigns as the big dog. And I think I've removed way well removed from that. The suffering sucker.
And also, you don't get to hear. You don't have to hear freaking Michael Cole spamming, "Here comes the big dog" every 2 damn seconds.
Yeah, and that was the one thing too. But and I did talk about too. I think another guy, and there's a couple guys in particular that I think definitely need some title runs. Definitely Shinsuke, but the question is, what's next for him? And also, what's next for Drew? Like, where the hell's Drew?
Drew is going to be turning heel soon because he's in a program now heading into Crown Jewel with Seth. He's in the world title picture now.
Thank Christ, because
he's back in the world title picture. He started a feud with Seth last week on Monday Night Raw, so he will be in. He's back in the world title picture. Thank freaking God! But this time, it's not going to be as a face. It's going to be as a heel.
We all know that Drew can also kill it as a freaking heel as soon as when he came back.
Bro, honestly, his little partnership with Dolph Ziggler was underrated as hell.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no one really gives that a lot of love for what it was.
Dude, that was underrated.
And
bro.
I mean, you had guys that had mostly, and yeah, but. And also, we did go over a sponsorship break, so you guys don't have to worry, and you don't have to worry about that. So I really rolled the ads. But last and final segment, we've seen the segment once before. It was called Guess the Wrestler's Theme Song.
Hold on, let me get my phone because this is where I have the lyrics, but my phone's like 7 right now, so I don't know where I'm gonna get the lyrics. I'm gonna have to go onto a website or fuck it. My phone's at 7%, so I can risk like a few seconds of battery life.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, I'm risking it for the biscuit, guys.
The last time I got Tyler, I got him on two theme songs. So Tyler's got.
And I'm getting him. Dude, I'm getting you on 2. Hold on. Hold the fuck on right now. I got 2 for you.
Yeah.
All right.
The fact he didn't know Chrissy Tami's freaking theme song is shocking.
Bro, I forgot about it. And I listened to it. I'm like, wait, I do remember this shit.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
You ready for the first one?
Shoot.
Glamour and glitz. Rub the genie, make a wish. Bad and ruthless. Quiet up them loose lips. New fit, too fresh. Bad baddie up next.
Glamour and glitz. Where's the boo slips come from? That doesn't make any sense to me. Glamour and glitz. So Melina can be thrown out. Because that's the first one that came to mind. But that ain't it. Okay, is this WWE?
This is WWE. Both of them are WWE.
Okay. Glamour and glitz.
I'll give you a hint. I will give you another hint. This is current WWE.
Okay, current. Oh, goddamn. So Glamour and glitz currently. Oh. I'm going to take a shot in the dark. Is this Tiffany Stratton?
Nope.
Damn it.
It is not Tiffany Stratton. First strike. You get 2 more strikes.
Okay. Tiffany. Okay, so it's not Tiffany. So Glamour and glitz.
Here's the thing. It would fit her. It would fit her. So I can see why you said Tiffany Stratton.
That was the first thing that comes to mind. It's the Glamour and glitz line.
Yeah, because that's her whole gimmick. So I get why you said her. All right.
Okay, so it's not her. So
here's another hint. I'm going to give you another hint. This is not NXT. This is main roster.
Okay, main roster, not NXT. Right. So it's not. I'm trying to name this now. Glamour and glitz. I'm trying to think. Women on the main roster that has that line. Okay, Rhea thrown out. Not even close.
That don't even fit her. No.
I know. Glamour and glitz. That line's gonna really annoy me a little bit.
You give up yet?
Yeah, that line's really confusing me.
All right, you want me to tell you?
It's probably somebody obvious.
I'll tell you. It's Carmella.
Carmella?
It's Carmella.
That's the last person I would have fucking guessed.
It's Carmella, bro. Now here's one. This is a throwback WWE. So think throwback WWE when I give you this
back, though. That's the biggest question.
Huh?
How far back are we going as a throwback?
I would say 2003.
Okay, so we're in the 03 era. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
I'm down.
Never survive us. Never survive us. You're forgotten like Alzheimer's. 2-faced rappers walk away with 4 shiners. This should be easy.
Oh, what the hell's his name?
This should be freaking easy,
Oh,
man.
son of a gun. The Alzheimer's line.
Dude, this should be easy, man.
It's a man or a woman?
It's a man. It's a man.
No, it's not Eugene. Throw that out there. Throw out the window.
You think he had a rapper? Do you think he had a rapper theme?
No, wait a minute. It's not MVP. It ain't it. That ain't him. He didn't cut. He
Again,
was a little bit
2003. You're going 2006.
Yeah, he was a lot
MVP.
later. God, 2003. It's not Mark Henry.
Come on, man. This is easy.
Oh, son of a gun. I know his name. I can't. It's the face. I can't see the name.
All right, let me repeat this. Let me repeat this.
The line. The lines.
Never survive us. You're forgotten like Alzheimer's. Two-faced rappers walk away with four shiners.
So 2 rappers walk away with 4 shiners. Never forget us. You're forgotten like Alzheimer's. See, the Alzheimer's is going to get me for whatever reason.
Why is it getting you? Why is Alzheimer's getting you?
Jesus. Okay, we're going to 03. So I'm trying to think.
And to clear this up, Rob, a hint is this song is a rap. Obviously, it's a rap.
Okay. So I'm trying to think who actually had a rapper theme. John C can get thrown out because he,
Wait. You actually got it right.
What?
It was John Cena, Basic Thugonomics.
Holy shit! I'm sorry. That's the one. See, that's the problem. I got not gonna let Johnson. Yeah,
you almost threw the right answer out there.
Damn it!
I had to stop you because you got it right.
Because I'm trying to narrow it down. Who, because Johnson was like the last person I would have guessed. But
it was Basic Thugonomics, John Cena, when he was in that rapper gimmick.
Son of a gun. I see. Yeah. That line just the rapper. See so the second part of that, the rappers leave with 4 shiners. I kind of feel like
dude, that's one of the lines that I remember from that song.
The thing was that screams John Cena.
The two-faced rappers walk away with 4 shiners.
Yeah, that screams John Cena to me, but the Alzheimer's line just doesn't seem to fit.
Why were you stuck with the Alzheimer's? It was just part of the rap to make shiners rhyme.
But fucking Carmelo.
Carmelo's, dude. I knew I was gonna stump you with Carmelo's. I knew I would. I didn't think I would almost stump you with Cena's. I thought you would get that automatically.
But yeah. Hey, 1 to 2 though.
You're 1 for 2, but I got you with 1.
Yeah,
so I'm happy.
Carmelo, like I said, Carmelo would be the last one of the women's that I would have guessed.
But here's the thing, though. You know what line would have helped you with that? Sure. The line that you were stuck on, glamour and glitz. Carmella thrives. Her character is all glamour and glitz.
That makes sense. Sense.
It makes total sense, man.
She's been on TV for so long. I've completely forgotten about her. Quite honestly,
man, I forgot that her current theme even had a rap.
Neither did I. But yeah, so yeah, Carmella, and I was somehow almost screwed up the second one with John Cena back in 2000. I could believe because.
The thing is, you were like, "Oh, throw away John Cena." I'm like, "Oh, whoa, you got it right."
Because see, that's the thing too. Because I know that how long did that last? What, a couple of years?
It lasted from late 2002 to 2005 or 2004. Because 2004 he went with the current theme that he still has to this day.
Yeah,
the time is now theme.
That makes sense. Damn it.
So he only had this theme for like a couple years, three max.
Now I'm gonna have to rewatch or listen to his old theme in 2000 from 03. That was
dude. That theme in 03 was fire.
Yeah, but that all in all.
But yeah, man, that was Basic Thugonomics. You almost got stumped on, bro.
He's a fucking not. God damn it! Almost that would have been a bad loss.
That would have been a terrible loss.
Yeah.
Wrestling bum at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you didn't even get basic thugonomics right.
That was
Bro, you almost threw away the right answer. Throw away Johnson. I'm like, wait, you got it right. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Damn, that was hilarious.
Okay.
1 for 2 with you. Almost was 2 for 2. But I had to save your ass to.
Because Glamour and Glitz, because for some reason, because the first person that came in was Tiffany Stratton, because that's what she looked like.
But here's the thing: that was a logical guess, though. It was wrong, but it was still a logical guess.
It was shot in the dark. So screw it.
You were in that ballpark. That was the thing. You were right in that ballpark. But the other person that has kind of the same character in a sense. You couldn't get
Carmella, because
Carmella.
And that's the thing. And going back to what I said, Carmella was, like I said, the last woman I would have guessed, because she's been on TV for so long. Because obviously, maternity leave.
Yeah, she's pregnant, so she hasn't been on TV for a while.
Yeah, so it's she was becoming. Well, then again, anytime we talked about it once before, she's like, it's always for someone with Asuka. Like anybody that works for her always gets baby fever.
Here's the thing. Carmella worked with Asuka. Immediately after, she's pregnant. Freaking Alexa Bliss worked with Asuka. She was pregnant. Immediately after. Freaking Becky Lynch works with Asuka. Immediately pregnant. Like, what the
damn, Asuka's
Christ.
But not like I say, but happy, couldn't be happy for Carmella.
Yeah, I couldn't be more than happy for Carmella. Couldn't be more than happy for Alexa Bliss. Couldn't be more than happy.
Was an accident.
Couldn't be more than happy for her. I couldn't be more than happy for Becky for being a great ass mom as well.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy for all those women.
But that being said, though, this is going to conclude episode 57 of the It's Your Only podcast.
I nearly got you on the easiest song ever.
No, almost threw the right answer out the freaking window.
Yeah, screw the right answer. I'm going to name somebody else and be completely wrong.
Then again, the only one who actually pulled off a rap. Yeah, then again, James was the only one who pulled off a rapper gimmick, or that gimmick that he does. So I was like, yeah, I don't know why.
And also, Mark Henry's song is just repeated. Somebody's going to get their ass kicked. Repeated.
Yeah, because when I'm thinking of a rapper thing, because I'm thinking MVP, but he didn't, like I said, he didn't come until 06. Mark Henry was the only one that came to mind because he has 3-6 Mafia.
But he didn't have no 3-6 Mafia doing his song till like 06 as well. So it was like he didn't have a rapper gimmick. He had like Teddy Long's theme for a while in 03.
Yeah.
Because he was working with Teddy Long in that racist ass white boy challenge gimmick.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Unfortunately, we're gonna unfortunately see that in a retro watch party.
But here's the thing, though. Honestly, back it's not as bad as I remember it being. It's honestly pretty funny.
But then again, we're going to see some crazy gimmicks for those who are going to enjoy our watch party.
And it gets even funnier, Rob, that Chris Nowinski somehow joins that freaking group. Somehow joins him as a white dude. I'm like,
all in all, like we said, we're gonna be back at it tomorrow for Raw 1999 watch party, and then also with NXT. And yes, we did it. Obviously the watch party thumbnails, as you guys have seen, we got a little bit.
Unfortunately, y'all, I'm completely dreading the next few episodes of the Retro Raw because we know what's coming. We're there at that storyline. You know what's coming.
Where we have that build to it.
Oh, goddamn, help me.
Yeah. Well, and I told Tyson, welcome to my world of the Attitude Era, where shit was.
I swear, my face is going to be like glued to the TV, and I'll be like, the entire.
And that's the thing, too. That's why, for me, who actually had the ability to watch both, the Attitude Era and the Monday, and let's rebuild the Monday Night Wars was actually fantastic. Which, by the way, we'll continue with WCW as well. Fuck
ECW because WWE decided to just edit everything out.
Heavily edit that.
So we're not going to do ECW.
Halloween,
we tried. Halloween. We're doing Halloween Havoc.
November.
What one though? We can pick any one. What one?
Yeah. And again, how many hell? But yeah, we'll meantime we'll talk about that.
From 1996 to we'll probably do like maybe like I don't know. We'll probably let's do one from like your era, like the 90s.
Yeah,
like
99.
Like 90.
Okay.
Wait, so you want to do 99?
Might as well. We'll stick to the late 90s.
Well, let's do 1990. We'll be doing 1999 Halloween Havoc.
And I think
maybe like next Halloween we might even do like the current Halloween Havocs, the NXT dubs.
Yeah, that's actually true. I completely forgot about that.
So yeah, we'll even do that. We might even do the one where Grayson Waller was a goddamn vampire.
Oh,
yeah. but yeah.
But outside of that, but with that being said, guys, this can conclude episode 57. Like I said, we got some amazing other stuff coming at you as well. Yes. Not just from the current watch parties, but also we're doing the retro as well. Give it a different vibe, I guess you could say. With that being said, if guys new, make sure
it's more like put it this way. It's like yes, our current watch parties are more like critiquing and like why is this a bad thing? Why does this suck? Why does that suck? But with like the retro stuff, it's more laid back. It's more we're chilling. We're watching classic wrestling. Yeah, we'll critique it some. Like I could see why people didn't like this segment or didn't like this booking decision. But like we're more laid back and we're just chilling. We're watching wrestling from back in the day. All right, so it's just two buds, or in this case, a lot of buds. Because people in the chat do come in, so it's just, we're just chilling and watching wrestling. So,
yeah, absolutely. But with that being said, guys, appreciate you hanging out with us, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Peace.